Red Alert 2 World Series action coming at you guys. Here we are in the Pro Division. We got best of 5, we got Blitz mode, and we're here on the Carnival map, and things are sure to get wacky and weird. We got Marsh, Mystic Marsh in red out of the US of A on the right side, facing off against Ed, the wild card, also out of the US of A in yellow on the left side. Carnival map, if you guys haven't seen it yet, it's the biggest Blitz map we've ever had. You got Eagle pads, power plants, oils, airports, Psychic Dominator in the middle, cash crates that spawn, a nuclear reactor, naval is viable, maybe. Snark, talk to me, what do we know?
Well, I mean, we've got everything except for a stream for me, but can you stream on Discord?
Oh my god, I'm not streaming to Snark! Yeah!
But, I mean, yeah, early Eagles coming out here, early drones, early Rhinos, early aggression, Ed coming in here, of course, the wild card, going completely nuts, completely insane. Trying to make a good use of that Eagle. Marsh is Ed trying to apply pressure here. And Ivor, I'm a few seconds behind if you
Yeah, sorry, Snark. Yeah, sorry, I was supposed to stream this on to Discord to Snark, and as I was talking about things I was forgetting, that was the one that mattered. Yeah, so we do see a little bit of early pressure here. Ed trying to put it on that top side. Marsh committing to holding that Eagle pad. I'm kind of surprised to see that. You'd think as a Soviet player, you could just kind of amputate that top side, give up that Eagle pad. The Eagle's valuable, but I don't know. I mean, obviously more valuable for the ally player. Ed gets over and grabs Marsh's tent, which is a little funny. That can be a little bit annoying here. And Ed going full send. He's already on 2 war factories, 3 oils. And Marsh going for a 4th oil does put him behind on war factories here. Yeah,
well,
so
there's a reason we call him the wild card. But if anybody can handle the craziness coming from Ed right now, it's Mystic Marsh.
yeah, you'd think it'll be interesting to see here. Ed, I mean, Ed's build order, I think, worked. You know, Ed didn't open Eagle. So Ed didn't open the Eagle, so he had that money to get over to that earlier War Factory. Gonna give him a tank advantage here, trying to use his conscripts, get value where he can. But so far, Marsh is holding this position. Ed has not gotten any offensive value, other than, of course, just keeping the action on Marsh's side of the map here. Paradrops coming in as well. Of course, Ed sending his downfield, keeping the pressure on. Yeah. And Soviet versus Soviet now, I mean, this map, anything could happen, Snark, but you'd think Soviet versus Soviet, who do you think just with that faction matchup's favor here? Ed probably plays more Soviet, right?
Well, Ed definitely the Soviet player. Marsh is the allied player, but Ed is the wild card. Let's just say if the first thing you got to do is get through the first 60 seconds with a wild card. Once you've done that, maybe you have a chance of winning. And look at Ed grabbing all those crates. Beautiful.
Yep, it gets the crates and grabs the power plant as well. So nice map awareness and does get that first blood, grabbing that power plant. We've seen what that can do on most of the Blitz maps. That power plant, guys, the tech power plants actually gives more power than a regular power plant as well. It's a pretty big hit, and it's going to throw off your build. Sometimes you're in the middle of a war factory. Now you have to cancel it. You got to go power plant. Of course, being low power slows your production down. Little things like that can make a big difference, particularly at the top level where every Rhino counts. And Ed just relentless now. Both players on 8K, so a similar financial position. Both players comfortable pumping the fodder here. And you know, Marsh actually getting pretty good value out of that Eagle. He just keeps chipping away at Ed's army. Every time the Eagle lands, that's gonna help out here.
Yeah, that Eagle has already paid for itself, no doubt about it.
Yep. Yeah, no desolators here, so no tech from either player. Both players just kind of in an arms race with the Rhinos just rushing to try to keep up with numbers. And it looks like Marsh, nope, even 5 war factories to 5, and the Eagle pad finally goes down. So Ed's gotten the power. He's kind of amputated the top side here. Oh, questionable pathing here.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, just out. This top side, Snark, this is pretty tricky. You got to be pretty hands-on on the top side here with these bridges and stuff. Your units will do some really stupid stuff if you don't babysit them.
Absolutely. And that's why this map does have everything. It has the pathing, it has the bridges, it has the top, the bottom, the center, the huge map, the text, the Eagle pad, like everything you mentioned. This map has it all. I mean, if there was ever, you know, a kitchen to cook barn burners, it's here.
The kitchen to cook barn burners. I love it. Yeah, the Carnival map. That's why I named it the Carnival, because there's so much wacky shit going on, and it's the beginning of the month, so we still don't really know what's viable here. So Ed does bring a little split. He does get the airport on the bottom side, but now with that split, it does put him behind on numbers. Marsh gonna try to take a big bite here on the top side, and I think with that split from Ed, I think Ed's severely out-tanked here, and Marsh has a fodder advantage as well. I think Marsh's gonna be coming out way ahead here.
Absolutely. Ed trying to split earlier
Oh,
downfield,
yeah, and I think that
and it
split,
cost him.
yeah,
It
wasn't able to
cost
get the
him.
value he needed, and Ed, kind of interesting to see there, Ed's, everyone has that button, right? When do you smash the oh shit button? And the oh shit button is when you try to get desolators and drones and you go full defense. Everyone has a different threshold for when they smash that button. Ed may never smash it. Ed's building rhinos till the very end. Didn't switch over to drones there, although he was out tanked. He went down swinging.
60 seconds with Ed. If you survived past those 60, you have a chance, right? But I feel like other players, the first 60 seconds is like the boring part of the game. With Ed, they're the most important most important seconds of the game.
Yeah, I mean it's really what it is, and it's like what's gonna happen, and sometimes he might win, or he might also just chop off a massive part of your strategy. He might force you to start playing a game you don't expect, but I think that unpredictableness is what makes it so difficult to play Ed. And I think it's funny though, because Ed's kind of wild style. Some games he just gets crushed because of it, and I think it's so funny. Some of those games, the YouTubers are like, "Why is this guy pro?" And I'm like, "Well, some points, obviously, when you play that style, some points it's not going to work out for you. At some points, it is."
Yeah, so we see, oh, look, Ed sending the GIs all the way down the bottom, hoping to sneak them in unscouted through the trees. The Eagles are flying around. Marsh already out with a Patriot missile. He knows the air is going to be coming for Ed. And yeah, get those Patriots up, especially when you have such a big base. Get those Patriots up ASAP if you're facing an allied player, and especially if you're facing an allied player like Ed.
Yeah, yep. And I love these GIs through the trees. That is so funny. Couple Grizzlies behind as well. Any of you guys who do want to check out, Ed streams a lot of games as well. Check out Ed. We got redler2.com/Ed if you guys want to see some of his streams, some of his games from his point of view. Big engagement here. GIs helping the cause, but Ed is out tanked here. Eagles coming in. Will they hit?
Oh, what's the target? He's gonna go for the barracks. Oh, and he gets it. In the meantime, the GI is pushing in. He's gonna lose his tech airport. Ed getting huge value here. Splitting up top as well. Marsh going to deal with the split, but he loses his tech airport at the bottom, and the GIs are in his base.
Oh my god, the GIs on the backside. Holy shit. GIs, Marsh's GIs on the backside, and you see Ed pausing on the left side. Now has to move his MCV. He brings, that one Grizzly takes out all the GIs. Now, and Marsh has to sell his MCV. Ed saves his MCV. Marsh sells his MCV. And both players.
Holy shit. What is going on here? We completely missed that bit of a base trade here. Ed can try to get value. Oh, Marsh is going to go downfield to eliminate that MCV. If he gets that, Ed needs to go back and defend, Ivor.
Ed, now the pair drop. He's got the Eagles he's trying to defend. And the pillbox comes. Look at the placement of that pillbox. Doesn't put it by the MCV. He knows Marsh is going to try to go for the barracks instead. He keeps the Eagles alive. His Grizzlies come back to defend. Marsh on a barracks and a war factory. And Ed's going to be able to hold this. And he's going to come out with an MCV and win this game.
That is hilarious. The base trade there. Somehow Ed running with his MCV, his last building. Marsh got every single other building of value, but Marsh losing the most important building, the MCV. Ed is going to be able to defend this. Let's see. Well, the GIs are coming in, and Marsh is known as Mystic Marsh for a reason. But if Ed does successfully defend this, then yeah, there is no way Marsh is going to be able to come back without an MCV.
Yeah, and so Ed just has to go AFC here, get a sniper out. These GIs can definitely be menacing. Ed has 12k in the bank. Ed's low power probably right now. Do you think, Snark? Maybe not. I think he might be low power. AFC out. Here comes the sniper. He's building his own GIs. And look at Marsh. Marsh edging in. Does Ed have to move? Does Ed move the MCV
the
here?
oil! The oil! The oil! That oil is so... Holy shit. Okay. He doesn't get that. That oil would take it to War Factory and the MCV with one blow. Ed moving in his GIs in the defensive position. Marsh trying to get... Oh my god. What is going on here? Marsh still pushing Ed. Ed is on a knife's edge now. He is in trouble. Marsh gonna go up. Maybe take out that airfield.
Okay, now the snipers are out for Ed. That has to be GG's, right? The sniper. He should go Navy SEAL. This is a ton of GIs, right? He should go Navy SEAL for the higher rate of fire.
That is a shit ton of GIs. We'll see if Marsh is able to eliminate the sniper specifically, but the snipers are starting to get value here. They're pushing in. Ed with pillboxes, with Rocketeers. He's got everything he needs to defend here. Can Marsh make one final impossible push? He pushing in. He's getting value, but the more pillboxes coming up.
The snipers, the GIs are... He's going to go on the oil. He won't.
He's going to go for the oil.
Oh my god, he's going to get it. That might chain react the MCV. That oil...
Oh, the oil. We'll get the oil that will get the MCV and the War Factory, but Marsh quits.
I don't think he could have got it. Holy shit.
Oh,
Here. Okay, so it's a combination of things. Because it's a bigger map, I'm like doing that thing where I feel like it's regular Yuri's Revenge, where I have like 15 minutes to talk in the beginning and I just bullshit, but it's not. It's still Blitz, so it's going right away. But then also you had this feeling, I don't know, it's funny, like the bigger Blitz map, and then also I'm not used to having to scroll in Blitz. So like the backside, even on this small map, and then I got Marsh and Ed in here being crazy. Okay, all right. We're not missing anything this time, Snark. Don't worry, man. I'm buckled in. I'm ready to go. Point number 3 now. It's all knotted up. Whew, okay.
Okay, so Ed, yeah, so it's like you said, it's all even now, 1-1 for each of these players. Both players opening up with Eagles. Marsh already out with a Patriot missile, with a flak cannon. Now that might be problematic. Like, he keeps doing that early defense, and it cost him last game, allowing Ed to get the upper hand. Those Patriots were useless at the end of the day last game. Waste of money, waste of power. Now he's going with the flak cannons early on, before he knows Ed is going for an early aggressive era, and Ed is so good at watching his opponent and seeing what he's doing and reacting to that. Ed, looking to get some value, but the Rhinos will counter him. These Eagles flying everywhere, like they're looking for value anywhere they can.
Yeah, and it's I mean, it really speaks to the dexterity of these players, that their trust to get value out of the Eagles early on this map. But Marsh going to come in right away, and that fodder in this group's scary as well. But beautiful unit control from Ed there.
Oh, gorgeous!
Beautiful unit control.
Gorgeous! Wow.
All of those
wrecked Marsh's group. Wow.
And all of those tanks on a thread of life. So possibly you saw Marsh, his units got a little strung out around those buildings. And when you see a bunch of smoking units, sometimes that does mean a bit of missed unit control from their opponent, because he was possibly clicking down the units and then switching off too fast, letting them stay alive. Obviously, very, very thin margins there. But, yeah, and it's funny, and I think that's what's cool about Ed, is that he has it in his repertoire to not. So in this case, right, he opens the Eagle. So Marsh feels like Ed's going to go with like a wacky aerial opening. And instead, Ed goes double War Factory. He's going Frankenstein, pumping straight Grizzlies, right? So now Marsh is stuck with flak hands and flak tracks that he doesn't really need. And Marsh still building these flak tracks. Why is he building these flak tracks?
I don't know if he hasn't scouted well, if he's worried, if he's concerned, but you're absolutely right. Ed doing exactly the counter to what Marsh is doing, but we have to remember, it is Soviet and he is on 3 War Factories. You do not want to play the War Factory game versus the Soviet player, so Ed is going to have to come up with a plan and a strategy. Here come the crates, so important to grab, right?
Yep.
We go, okay, lots of fodder for Ed. Marsh might be in trouble in this engagement.
Yeah, and again, the Grizzlies going toe-to-toe with the Rhinos, not what you expect. But the reason here is these flak tracks. And I think you're absolutely right. I think it's very likely that Marsh didn't get a good scout in, and he anticipated some of those more wacky allied looks we've seen from Ed before. And because of all these flak tracks, Marsh way behind on tanks here, spamming the grid, and again, has to sell the MCV. Now, Marsh still has a lot of War Factories here. Ed's smart decision here, going for the power.
Yeah, so if you get your opponent low power, his production will be slow, even though he has more War Factories than you. Marsh doing the smart move and switching to drones, getting huge value, killing most of Ed's Grizzlies, but at the cost of the MCV. Now Marsh's MCV list, he has to get value. He brings in the drones here. Eagles are out for Ed's now. Can Marsh get the value he needs?
Ooh, droning
Otherwise,
the Eagles.
it's going to be GG. Ooh, that's huge.
Droning Eagles, droning Grizzlies. And again,
the drones are just camping the AFC.
Oh, and Marsh. Oh my God,
you guys. Oh my God. No! Ed is gonna lose this game because of Marsh's incredible drone ability coming in for War Factory production, wrecking anything Ed had left, and Ed now down to 1 War Factory. He's about to lose his MCV. Holy moly, Marsh brings it back, Ivor.
Wow, and that was very, very unexpected. Yeah, I mean, the drones just absolutely wrecked Ed. It was really incredible value with those drones. Rhinos, what can you say? I mean, it's just amazing how many times we've seen the allied player do so many things right, and the Rhinos roll through at the end of the day. So people are so funny. All right, here we go. I like the negative Nancy's. Keep me on my toes. Everyone, I never really got into being a negative Nancy myself, but it's a hobby for a lot of people online. A lot of people get a lot out of it. All right, so Ed now with Soviet, and we'll see if Ed can prove how strong those Rhinos are as well. I just can't believe Ed going toe-to-toe with the Grizzlies, man.
Yeah, Ed had perfect micro there, right? In the tank fights, he had perfect micro, but then he couldn't defend the drones.
Yeah, the drones just wrecked him, and then the drones camping the Eagles as well. That's so funny. All right,
Yeah,
so Ed's got the waypointed Connie sending straight downfield. That's always fun. Rhino's behind him as well. So gonna head up to the Eagle Pad first. I think this is a pretty good idea against Allied because the Eagle Pad's pretty valuable. Then you can come down with the higher ground, come down on the power plants. That's nice. Yeah, I like this move, I think.
Yeah, and we've spoken about, the Eagle Pad giving the Allied advantage. They don't need 2 AFCs in order to produce 5 Eagles, and 5 is kind of the magic number for Allied to start getting value with those Eagles. Ed is definitely going to take down this Eagle Pad. It goes down, and he's coming in aggressive. He has to be careful of the paradrap and the backside in Ed's base on top of his War Factory. Does need to counter that. He does notice his sentry guns and dogs come out, so he does defend that successfully, and now he's going to come in for the offensive. Marsh doesn't really have enough to defend this. He rushes his Grizzlies back to the base. Ooh, he's going to get sandwiched here.
Yeah, how that cliffs, yeah, and the Rhinos just doing so much. He did cut off that expansion on the top side, took out the Eagle Pad. Rhino's now rolling through. Marsh dead broke. Marsh dead broke here. The War Factory's going down. Tries to sell, doesn't get it, yeah. And that's...
What? What? How is this already over? Ed just rolled through Marsh as if he was an easy AI. And yet Marsh, oh, I don't, it's the wild card.
I don't know.
It's the fucking wild card.
We're starting the day off with a sprint, boys. We do got pro action coming at you here all day long, live on Twitch. If you're catching the highlight, you should come over. You should come over to Twitch, come catch more of the fun. We got a couple more pro games today. Snark's going to be hopping in here. Maybe do some 2v2s, some 3v3s. It's Sunday Fun Day. The whole world at our disposal right now.
Fun day.
All right.
Absolutely.
Final Soviet versus Soviet. Gun to your head, Snark. Who you going with? Who's taking this one?
Oh God! I mean, Ed has just been on fire this series specifically, and it is SVS. Wait, actually, Marsh won the SVS earlier. Ooh, I don't know. I might have to be Marsh. Well, Ed opening with a crazy billion conscript opening again. We'll see how Marsh counters this. It is an official barn burner, and I am hyped here. What is Marsh's counter to these conscripts?
70% of you guys Mystic Marsh believers here at the beginning of the series. Would be interesting to see how many of you guys have changed your opinion. I definitely feel like Ed, I mean, it's tied up, right? So both players playing good. I feel like Ed, I don't know. Yeah, this would be tough. Ed's, I mean, it is what it is, right? If Ed gets value in the first 60 seconds, he'll win. If he doesn't, although that's hasn't really proven to be true either. Ed's actually had incredible openings and then ended up losing. So who knows anymore? Yeah. Conscripts goes right at that Eagle Pad. Will cut off this expansion, but he is gonna,
Marsh saves it. But he did lose his Eagle, right? If I'm not mistaken, a paradrap the back of Ed's base on top of his War Factory. Ed does notice it. Ed notices everything. Like, he doesn't, you'd think his shenanigans would require his full attention offensively, but somehow on the back foot, he still notices the paradraps defensively. And he's going to push in here again with more conscripts and rhinos on the bottom. No.
Yeah, both players smoking it to the filter right now. You see both players bottoming out their economies, and that can kind of happen, right? Like, even if you have a good build, if your opponent starts coming at you like this, you're going to have to build more defensive structures than you anticipate, and it's going to throw off your game plan. So Marsh and Ed both on double war factories, both don't really have Ed's economy catching up. Marsh has had to build a few defensive structures. He did lose an Eagle as well. Ed not opening that Eagle in this game, is giving him a little bit of a financial advantage. Those 1,200 credits come in big. Split on the right side will get the airport, but again, we've seen Ed do this before. He splits himself off from his main army, and Marsh can take advantage of it. Marsh going to go topside and grab the Eagle Pad. So airport and oil go down on the bottom right. Power plant and Eagle Pad go down top left. So value for both players so far.
Ed's pushing in here. Not sure he has the numbers to do this. Not sure that was the best move. And the lightning strike, yeah, Ed just threw away his entire army. Not sure why he engaged that top force. Now, there are 2 rhinos on the back end getting some value, but Ed needs to switch to drones, and we spoke about this. Does he have that button? There we go. The drones start coming out. Can Ed defend this successfully? If his MCV goes down, it could be GG.
Yeah, I think the MCV is going down. He's only on the War Factory goes with it. The barracks going down behind it. This one's got to be going to Ed. I think Ed maybe got a little distracted with that backside split. This engagement here in the middle, Ed was out tanked again because of his split. Surprised to see that engagement there. He might have got a little distracted. He might have been on the other side of the map, microing his split, which he was getting value with. But wow, Marsh takes it home.
Mystic Marsh, boys. Mystic Marsh. There was one engagement that Ed should not have taken it at the top. He was getting value on the back end. He was ahead. He definitely was ahead this game.
It is. I feel like these are the kind of players, right? Like, they want to win, but more than anything, they want to entertain us. I really feel that. Yeah, it's always fun having those guys in here.
Here,